My question is for the Premier. Toronto Public Health has identified over 80 schools that are high risk for the spread of COVID based on the neighbourhoods they live in. 2016 census factors like lower income, multi-generational homes and racial backgrounds are taken into account. These high-risk schools have lower class sizes as a result. How is it the data modelling to determine which schools are high risk is so old and faulty that schools in nearby neighbourhoods with higher COVID numbers are not on the list and don't have those lower classes?
Government House Leader, reply.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I thank the honourable member across the aisle for that question. As the Minister of Education has highlighted and supported, of course, by the Minister of Health, our priority remains across government, and I assume on both sides of the House, Mr. Speaker, the safety and security of the students this fall. I have two kids who are back at school, and in one of those areas in particular, where my daughter is at high school. It has become a bit of a concern, but what has been put in place by the school board, supported by the Minister of Education, by this government, has given us all a sense of security. But that does not mean that at any time we will let down our guard. As has been said often by this Minister and by the Premier, it is our main concern, the safety and security of the students, to make sure that they have the highest quality of education and that parents can be assured that their kids are safe when they go to school.
Response. Supplementary question.
In my riding of York South-Weston, the 2016 census data and postal code modelling left 4 schools off the list that should be considered high risk based on actual COVID numbers those neighbourhoods have. While on this side of the House we believe all classes should be smaller, it is simply wrong and in fact reckless that families with children living in the same neighbourhoods and sharing the same amenities like daycare are treated differently. Why are all class sizes not smaller? And why are we not accurately tackling the higher risk neighbourhoods that are the realities in York South-Weston and in this province?
Minister of Education.
Well, thank you, Speaker, and thank you to the member opposite for the question. Just to affirm, in Toronto, the school board has redeployed 400 elementary teachers. They have hired 366 net new teachers for the very purpose of spacing and reducing classroom sizes. In those communities, as noted by the member of higher risk, where public health, working with the school board, the Ministry of Health and Education, have identified higher areas of community risk and transmission, those schools have caps imposed. Now, remember, Speaker, for high schools right across the City of Toronto, likewise in Durham and York and Peel, the school caps in high schools is at 15 in a blended model. In elementary, in those higher risk communities specifically, the cap is at 15 between kindergarten and grade 3. It is 20 for grade 4 to 8. And that, I think, Speaker, underscores our commitment in the context of mitigating risk. We've also hired, Speaker, over 102 public health nurses, doubling capacity within our schools. It is a proof positive, Speaker, that we'll continue to invest and do everything possible to keep our schools safe.